Familiar scenes such as this one, we often pause in our work to catch a glimpse of a new tractor going down the road to some progressive farmer. But never before has any farmer, anywhere, had such a revelation in store for him, had such an opportunity to go years ahead with the tractor design that's here today. Here. Let's stop in here. I think this is the farm where we're going to demonstrate the Ferguson 35. A great new tractor to make your farming job more efficient, easier, and certainly more economical. In short, so you farm more and work less. Sure enough, this is the place. Old friends meet. After exchanging greetings and taking a quick look at the 35, we talk briefly about the best place to discuss this new tractor and which field they want to go to. Little time is lost, for our friend here is anxious to see the 35 perform. And I know that you, too, must be anxious to learn more about this sleek new tractor. So let's go over here and listen in. I'm going to let the man who knows take over.
This is the new Ferguson tractor that I talked to you about. Look at the distinctive Ferguson gray color on the hood and fenders, and the contrasting rich metallic green on the body that gives the tractor an outstanding distinctive appearance. The tractor is larger, too, having a 2-inch longer wheelbase and a longer hood with smooth, smart lines that accentuate the two-tone color. You will be interested, too, in this new foam rubber seat cushion that really smooths out the ride, and the ease of getting into the tractor seat with only one short step from the ground. This is a mighty comfortable seat with plenty of room for the larger fellow. It has the slide-back feature that leaves plenty of room to stand comfortably for a restful change during all-day tractor driving. The seat is right there ready if it's necessary to sit down and get your feet on the controls quickly. You like the good visibility without any obstruction to look around, and the convenient arrangement of all the controls and instruments. The new larger engine in this tractor develops approximately 32 horsepower on the belt and 27 horsepower on the drawbar. It has heavy replaceable wet sleeves, 4 ring pistons, and positive rotating exhaust valves, which combine to give you long engine life under heavy operating condition. This convenient location for the oil bath air cleaner makes daily service easy. The new oil filter arrangement gives better filtering action and eliminates oil leaks from external oil lines. We also have a heavy cast iron pan, which adds strength to this larger tractor. The new, more efficient manifold has the intake above the exhaust to better vaporize the incoming fuel, and leaves more clearance between the manifold and the fuel tank. A deflector shield also directs the fan blast past the manifold to blow the heat away. There's a new feature on the front of the hood I know you'll like. By loosening these 2 screws, the grill is quickly removed to get at the radiator to brush off trash that may be drawn in by the fan. There is also a handy screen available as an accessory that can be quickly installed in place of the grill to prevent trash from reaching the radiator. It fits very closely so that all incoming air must pass through the screen. It can be brushed off easily when you're working in trashy conditions. How do you like this feature? Just push 2 buttons and the hood opens. This makes it easy to fill the fuel tank check the radiator and the battery. Removing the battery is a very simple matter. Just loosen these wing nuts under the rear corners of the hood to free the hold-down rods. The hood can then be tipped up and the battery easily slid out. This is the new larger 14-gallon fuel tank with a formed trough around the edge to carry away spilled fuel. This tip-up hood also makes engine servicing very much easier and saves a lot of time and labor for the mechanic. This new 6-speed transmission has many desirable features. It has a gear shift lever and a dual range lever. With a dual range lever shifted into low, the gear shift may be moved to give a slow reverse, first, second, or third forward gear. With the dual range lever shifted into high, which increases all the gear speeds 4 times, the gear shift lever may again be moved to give a faster reverse, first, second, or third forward gear, giving a total of 6 uniform forward speeds. We still have a safety starter which helps avoid accidents. The dual range lever must be at the S or start position and the ignition key turned on before the starter button will work. I think you will be interested in the additional low speeds that are now available. With a dual range lever in low and the gear shift in first gear, we have a very slow creeper gear with plenty of power to move along smoothly and steadily. This makes the new Ferguson 35 very useful for jobs such as transplanting, orchard spraying, pulling power takeoff operated harvesting machines, and for close, accurate cultivation of delicate row crops. As the cultivator is pulled slowly down the row, it flows the earth smoothly and gently around the small plants. There is no damage to the roots or to the new tender stems and leaves. I can assure you the 6 forward speeds and the 2 reverse speeds built into this tractor will give you the most desirable speed for any job, from the slow, powerful creeper gear to the fast, time-saving road gear. Look at the instrument panel from the tractor seat. The throttle is within easy reach, and in the center is the new Ferguson tractor meter. You will find this instrument very useful and handy. Along the bottom, it shows the engine speed in hundredths of RPMs. It shows the correct speed for operating the power takeoff and the correct speed for operating the belt pulley. Along the top, it shows the miles per hour of travel in the 3 low-range gears marked with the light bands and the 3 high-range gears marked with the darker bands. It also records the total hours that the tractor has operated based on an average speed of 1,580 RPM. You will find that this will be very useful for recording hours of work on various jobs and time intervals between oil changes and other maintenance service. Over to the right of the dash is the oil pressure gauge. Next is the temperature gauge, which is standard equipment on all tractors. On the left is the ammeter. All these instruments are conveniently located so they may be easily read at a glance. For your farming jobs, you may want a tractor with a live power takeoff. To operate the power takeoff, you simply push the clutch pedal down and shift into engine PTO position. Depressing the clutch pedal as far as light foot pressure can move it stops the forward travel of the tractor, while the new double clutch keeps the power going to the power takeoff. Depressing the clutch all the way stops both the forward motion and the power takeoff at the same time. This is another Ferguson first feature that simplifies the operation and greatly increases the safety when operating power takeoff driven machines. The value of this live power takeoff with the added safety feature of a single foot-operated clutch pedal is very evident. You will no doubt have many uses for this, together with the additional lower range of forward speeds that are available. The next time you bale hay, you will find that you can go right through the heavy spots without slugging the machine, or you can shift to a higher or a lower gear without stopping the baler as you pass from lighter to heavier windrows. When a heavy spot in the windrow is reached, the operator simply depresses the clutch pedal until forward motion stops. he does not take his hands off the steering wheel to grab for a second control lever. Instead, he sits comfortably in a look-ahead position, having complete control through the natural left foot operation of the clutch. This new tractor, with the new Ferguson Tractor-Mate baler, form a very desirable team that will be hard to beat. You will also be pleasantly surprised at the performance you can get from your power takeoff operated forage harvester when used with the new Ferguson 35. The new powerful engine, plus the large selection of working gears and the live power takeoff, give you an exceptionally desirable combination for maximum performance. Again, we see the operator's hands stay on the steering wheel, while his left foot depresses the clutch to stop the forward travel. Here also is a combination of this tractor and the new Ferguson Tractor-Mate forage harvester that is a great advancement in forage harvesting. Your orchard spraying job can also be taken care of more easily with this new Ferguson tractor. The slow ground speed with full engine power, together with the live power takeoff, permit you to keep up the spraying pressure while driving slowly among the trees. The easy natural operation of the single clutch pedal is all that is necessary to halt the tractor, while the spray operator completes the spraying of each tree. An outstanding feature of this power takeoff is the new ground PTO drive. By moving the power takeoff lever to the ground PTO position, the rear axle drives the power takeoff. The faster the rear wheels turn, the faster the power takeoff runs, no matter what gear you may be operating the tractor in. This has many advantages when using power takeoff operated planters, seeders, fertilizer spreaders, manure spreaders, or side delivery hay rakes. With the Ferguson side delivery rake, you can drive in a slower gear where the ground conditions are rough or hilly and have the rake operating at the correct speed for clean raking. Here, the operator is demonstrating that you can also operate in any of the higher gears, including top road speed for fast raking on smooth, flat fields. And the rake speed will be automatically increased in the correct ratio and rake equally clean. This is another Ferguson first that places this tractor years ahead of all other tractors. It will still be the most copied tractor for many years to come. When you finish raking the field, the power takeoff lever is moved to the neutral position, stopping the power takeoff but still leaving the hydraulic pump in operation. You simply raise the rake with a hydraulic control lever and drive out of the field. Another handy accessory is the clutch pedal stop latch. With this in place, the clutch pedal can only be moved far enough to stop the power to the drive wheels, while the second clutch, which drives the hydraulic pump, is still running to give constant hydraulic power. This is very useful on jobs that require frequent fast clutch operation, while continuous hydraulic power is required. This will be particularly useful with your Ferguson loader, as it will give you even better performance than in the past. You can now drive the fork into the pile, depress the clutch, and raise the fork with the hydraulic control lever. If necessary, you can keep driving slowly into the pile as the fork is being raised to get a full fork load each time. You will be interested to know that the fast drop, built into the new Ferguson hydraulic system, gives a fast fork lowering without using an auxiliary drop valve. Here we also see one of the many uses for the faster, time-saving reverse gear. Another of the fine features of this tractor is the new easy steering with its full-size wheel that makes steering natural and easy. The steering gear is in a sealed oil bath housing and is the recirculating ball nut type, which absorbs the shocks that are transmitted from the front wheels when driving across rough ground. A higher steering ratio also makes steering easier, even with a front-end loader. The unique Ferguson steering has two steering arms, one for each wheel. These are positioned accurately above the ball socket of the radius rods to make a common pivoting point when the front wheels are widened. The steering drag links and radius rods run parallel to each other to the front axle and are the same length. When the wheels are widened, The radius rods and drag links move out together to strengthen the extended axle and maintain front wheel alignment without readjusting the steering linkage. The wheels are widened by removing the two bolts and sliding the outer axle outward on the floating center axle. To make wheel width changes still easier, a special Ferguson jack is available, which uses the hydraulic linkage to raise all four wheels off the ground at the same time. Using the one Ferguson wrench, the front wheels may be adjusted from 48 inches to 80 inches in 4-inch steps. And look, you can move out one front wheel only and still automatically maintain steering alignment. The rear wheels may also be adjusted from 48 inches to 76 inches in 4-inch steps, which will give you all the wheel widths you could ever require for your farming requirements. Now for the most important part of the tractor, the new Ferguson system. There are now two levers for controlling the implements. The longer lever is called the hydraulic control lever and is used for raising or lowering the implement. At the top, the hydraulic system is automatically shut off when the implement is fully raised. To lower the implement, the lever is moved down to the fast response position. Throughout the position control range, this lever will automatically position and hold the implement at any height selected by the operator. He may vary this height slowly or rapidly as desired by light fingertip pressure on the hydraulic control lever. The second lever is the draft control. It is set to give the approximate working depth desired, and the stop is locked in this position. The lever may then be varied throughout the limiting range of the stop to give easy fingertip control to adjust for variations in soil that may be encountered in any field. This setting of the lever is about where most medium draft implements would work. A new exclusive feature of this system is that it can control the depth of the implement even with a pull or tension on the top link. When this condition is met, the lever is moved near the top, and again it may be varied as required for various field conditions. When deep tillage heavy draft implements are being used, the draft control lever is moved farther down until the desired working depth is obtained. Adjustment may again be made for variations in soil texture. Still another exclusive feature is the response control. In the fast position, the implement can lower rapidly when the control valve moves to the outlet position. As the lever is moved down, the rate of implement lowering is slower. The operator sets the stop at the position where smoothest operation is obtained. He then simply raises the implement at the end of the field, makes his turn, then lowers the implement and selects the desired response by moving the hydro lever back to the stop position. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to tell you just a few of the things this new Ferguson system can do for you that will make your farming job easier and more profitable. The position range of the hydro lever is very useful when using any implement or tool that does not operate on draft control. It improves the operation of tools like a rear end crane. You can pick up a load on the crane slowly and gently and carry it at any desired height. Then lower it slowly and gently to the exact position you desire. Position control also makes backfilling with your Ferguson multi-purpose blade much easier and simpler. You can control the cut of the blade to move a uniform slice of soil smoothly back into the depression to be filled. If the cut is too deep, the hydraulic control lever is raised slightly. If too shallow, it is lowered slightly as you back the tractor at a uniform, steady speed. This easy movement of the hydro lever is all that is needed to control the blade for smooth, fast, uniform performance for backfilling. Plowing is equally as easy and simple. When you enter the furrow, you lower the hydro lever to the stop at the fast response position. The plow enters the ground to the depth set by the draft control lever. If the plow is not at the desired depth, you simply move the draft control lever until the correct depth is reached. Once you determine the setting of the draft lever range stop, it will not be necessary to change it again for that field condition. If harder spots are encountered in the field, you simply move the draft control lever down slightly to and continue plowing. The exclusive Ferguson built-in safety feature that protects the tractor and implements when striking a hidden obstruction has also been improved. It now gives you the same protection for light draft implements as it does for heavy draft implements. This is easily demonstrated by driving steel stakes firmly into the ground to form a solid obstacle for the implement to encounter. When the flexibility of the Ferguson three-point linkage, while the plow remains at the same depth to leave a level furrow bottom and a uniform depth of seed bed. As you noticed, there is no wheel spin when crossing the dead furrow with this large three-bottom 14-inch plow because the plow weight and soil suck forces were still being carried on the tractor rear wheels for additional traction, even with the flexibility between the tractor and plow. You will be interested to know that all these field demonstrations were made without fluid or additional wheel weights to prove that the Ferguson system provides the necessary additional traction. Watching this again from the side, we can study the action and see the complete lack of rear wheel spin as the rear wheels climb out of the furrow. The plow again passes through the uneven ground at a level, uniform depth to leave a very desirable plowing job. This flexibility is also very desirable when shallow cultivation across uneven ground is required. In this demonstration, the white stakes illustrate the row to be cultivated and outline the small ridge to be crossed. With slow motion, we see the flexibility between the tractor and cultivator and the resulting uniform cultivating depth as the ridge is crossed. To show you how really effective this flexibility and draft control is, we will repeat this same demonstration and hold the linkage at a fixed vertical position. We now find that the depth varies considerably as the ridge is crossed, giving a result that you would not want on your farm. Sometimes it is desirable to put a large fertilizer box on top of the cultivator when side dressing is required. With about 400 pounds of additional weight on the cultivator, you might expect shallow cultivation to be impossible. However, with this new Ferguson system, having a draft control that works with tension or pull on the top link, it is possible to still cultivate shallow. As the fertilizer is used up, reducing the pull on the top link, a light touch on the draft control lever will make the necessary readjustment for continuous, uniform, shallow cultivation. Having draft control with tension or pull on the top link has many other uses. You can now set your Ferguson disc harrow at full cutting angle to thoroughly cut all surface growth and still do a shallow disking job even in loose sandy soil. It also makes shallow plowing possible with a three-bottom disc plow in light, loose sandy soil. The disc plow has considerable overhanging weight which pulls back on the top link. If we always required pressure on the top link to control the depth, the plow would continue to penetrate until the draft or pull could overcome the overhanging weight and put the necessary pressure on the top link. The result would often be deeper plowing than desired. However, the new Ferguson system, which provides draft control with tension or pull on the top link, permits plowing a uniform shallow furrow, even across rough, loose, sandy soil. The Ferguson tiller is lowered with the hydro lever and the desired depth selected by the draft control lever. The hydro lever is then moved into the slower response range until the best traction is obtained, as indicated by the smooth, steady pulling of the tractor. The stop is then set so the lever can always be returned to the same position. The slower response control provides steadier traction by restricting the control valve outlet port. If the oil cannot escape quickly, the implement will be steadily supported by the linkage to add tractive weight to the tractor, even with the sudden draft changes that occur in hard, shattering type soils. This deep penetrating 9-tine tiller requires a tractor with a great deal of power and traction. This new Ferguson 35 has the power, and the new Ferguson system adds all the extra traction necessary for smooth, efficient performance. Another deep penetrating heavy draft implement is the Ferguson subsoiler. Here again, the slower response range of the new Ferguson system provides a steadier weight transfer to the rear wheels to give smooth subsoiling in hard ground conditions. As you see, both brake pedals are on the right-hand side of the tractor. The right brake pedal applies the brake on the right-hand wheel to assist in making sharp turns to the right. The left pedal applies the brake on the left-hand wheel for sharp turns to the left. A special locking lever is provided which locks both pedals together to form a single pedal. Now, by stepping on the pedals, both brakes are applied for smooth, even stops when pulling heavy loads along the road. A brake locking latch is also included that locks the brakes on when the pedal is depressed. To unlock, the latch is moved back, unlocking the brakes when the pedal is again depressed. Also, another mighty important feature is the new self-energizing 14-inch brakes with their heavy-duty 1/4 by 2-inch bonded molded linings that are protected from grease by 2 oil and grease seals. They are also well protected from dust by the close-fitting heavy cast-iron brake drums. With all the new and copied features of the Ferguson tractor, attaching any Ferguson implement on the 3-point linkage is very easy and can be done in a minute without heavy lifting. The left lower link is attached first, then the right lower link. The top link is then attached from the tractor seat. If necessary, the tractor may be driven slightly forward or backward to allow the top link pin to slip easily into place. Then raise the hydraulic control lever and we are ready to go to the field. Now, how would you like to try out this tractor and plow on your own farm and experience for yourself some of these new and improved features that I've been talking to you about? Just set your throttle about halfway to start with. Then move your draft control lever to about the depth you desire. This leveling crank here on the lift arm is used to level the plow so that all bases cut an even depth. Okay, now, you're all set and ready to go.
Hello again. I'm your narrator once more. I certainly was impressed with what I saw, and I hope you were too. Many of you will recall that when the Ferguson tractor first came upon the American farming scene, it started a revolution in the entire industry. The result was vastly improved tractor design. And now comes the Ferguson 35 upon this same American scene. You will also recall that I told you that no farmer has ever had such an opportunity to go years ahead as he now has with this great new tractor. Well, apparently our friend here has already taken advantage of his opportunity, for it looks as if he now is the proud owner of that spanking new Ferguson 35. He has discovered that this tractor gives him many new and exclusive features. It has that amazing new Ferguson hydraulic system with quadramatic control, a new 6-speed dual-range transmission, a live power takeoff controlled by 2-stage clutching with 1 foot pedal, and that other Ferguson exclusive ground drive power takeoff. All these features, I'm sure, you'll soon want to personally experience, as well as the many other features not even covered here, so that you can make a grand new Ferguson 35 your work partner too.